Right, welcome back. Now, as Morning Live, this morning we are continuing with our On the Road campaign. Remember, during this campaign, we donate sports equipment, sanitary towels and other goods to underprivileged schools. Today, Sakina is at PS40 Primary School in Eersterus, Pretoria. Now, the school caters for 1,405 learners with 28 educators. So, as I said, Sakina is there. Let's see if we're able to just get a message to her to cross to her, because I know she's having a bit of a problem hearing us in the studio, but she is there, and I know that she's going to be joined by President of Netball SA, Cecilia Molokwane, and the Sports Minister, Gayton McKenzie, is also going to be chatting to her. So looking forward to this, this conversation. So should we try? Let's check. Sakina, good morning. Looking forward to seeing what happens there.
Well, as the Minister and the President of Netball SA greet each other, good morning to you from us here in the east of Pretoria. We're coming to you from Eersterus, from the PS40 Primary School. This school, of course, was the first primary school built here in 1961. And of course, it caters not only for the community of Eersterus, but of surrounding areas as well. And English and Afrikaans, the main language of learning and teaching, but also the school, I understand, has introduced Sepedi of late, so they are streaming that in as well to cater more broadly for the learners, the 1,400 learners that this school has to cater for. And of course, this morning, a very, very auspicious occasion. We are launching here on Morning Live with, of course, the partnerships that we have created, our road to Gibraltar. Gibraltar, you might ask, what's happening in Gibraltar? Well, the Under-21 Netball World Cup taking place in September this year in Gibraltar. And of course, our very own SPA Baby Proteas, they qualified top of the African group. So they will be representing not only South Africa, but Africa as well, along with Malawi and Zambia. So 20 teams participating. And since inception of the Youth Netball World Cup, only 2 countries have ever won it. No prizes for guessing, Australia and New Zealand. But of course, we're hoping to upset the apple cart, and with all the support that netball is getting, I hope that our girls will do well. But it's been a fantastic year, and I'm being joined here as we launch the road to Gibraltar and the Netball Youth World Cup by the President of Netball SA, Cecilia Molokwane, to my right, and of course, the Honourable Minister of Sports, Arts and Agriculture, I almost took you to John Steenhuisen's portfolio. The Sports, Arts and Culture, not Agriculture, Minister Gayton McKenzie. Thank you so much to both of you for coming through. Minister, if you will, let me start with Ms. Cecilia Molokwane, who's the President of Netball SA. So this, of course, a great, great achievement for South Africa, but we're not just going there to make up the numbers.
My girls know it. We go and compete. We don't participate. We are not going there to add numbers, because the moment we go there and add numbers, it's not going to work. That's why they're going to play the TNL as a team. And you know, they're going to play in the A section. And that's where you get your Cranhams, your Jaguars. And you know, when I talk about the Cranhams and the Jaguars, I'm talking about the best teams in the country. So we are going to prepare them well. We took them to Jamaica in January. They hammered Jamaica. And that's what I love, because we all know that when it comes to Jamaica, Jamaica always gives us this tough time. It takes us, you know, 1 or 2 to beat Jamaica. But we were so proud of the Baby Proteas to say they went to Jamaica. They actually beat them 3-0 on the Test series. The seniors lost 3-0. The Baby Proteas won 3-0.
And I think that is what we're looking at in terms of getting our hopes up. But I want to talk about the qualifiers last year, also happening here in Pretoria, and looking at some of the star players from that tournament. You've got the likes of Sanmarie Visser. And Sanmarie, we've seen stepped up, not only for the senior team, you know, getting accolades of player of the match during that series in Jamaica, and then you went to England, but she's also now been called up to the highest league that everybody aspires to play for. So let's talk about how the players have come through as well.
Look at Sanmarie Visser. I mean, she was not even in the 15. of South Africa. She was in the under 21. She qualified us. Unfortunately, her age couldn't take us to the World Cup this year. And then we decided we cannot have this talent and not use it in the country, because one thing that I got in netball when I got there, players are lost in the system. And I don't understand how they are lost in the system, because you cannot have an under 21 player who plays and qualifies us, and suddenly the player is no longer there, not even in the senior team, no on the first 5 team, no on the president's 12. Then that's why we came up with a system to say we have to have a feeder system. San Marie went to Jamaica, surprised all of us. I mean, we even called Santicia, who also qualified us. People don't know that even Santicia qualified us, and she is also in the senior team. So this is what we want to see in the country, that those who are leaving the under 21s are going into the senior team or into the first 5 team to go and play these world tournaments. I mean, she's in Australia now. Who doesn't want to play the Suncorp League? I mean, that's the best league in the world of netball. And we've got San Marie, a 22-year-old. She made history, whether we like it or not.
And the talent was clear to see during the qualifiers last year. But then, of course, you also have players like Poppy Nematangarik, and of course, captaining the team. Again, these players are showing their mettle coming through and showing at the highest level as well. Also, you've got Carla Victor coming through now. So it's exciting times for netball.
Very exciting times. I mean, by the captain of Poppy Nematangari, she leads. That's a captain I respect. She leads on and off court. I mean, when Luca got injured in Jamaica, Poppy was the one that actually was sitting on the bench, because she was just swapped. And then she went and said to her, "It will be fine. It will be okay. We are going to do this for you." And this is the kind of leaders you need. And then when I look at her and I look at the way she played at the Jaguars, the way she plays at the under 21, the way she also carries the Tax team. Remember, she's from Tax. The way she carries the Tax team. I mean, that's a leader in the future. And you've got her with the experience of Kamogelo, who is in the Spa Proteas. You got them playing in the Tax team and doing it for us. So when you look also at players like Giada, I mean, Giada is... People don't know this. Zahara, Giada, and Andrews and Jade are still in school. They are students like this, but they're going to the World Cup. They're doing their matric, and they're going to the World Cup. That's the combination we have and the collaboration we have with schools.
All right. Let me put you on pause for a moment as I turn to the Minister. And Minister, I think Cecilia will agree with me that we need to first and foremost say thank you, because without the support of the Department of Sports, Arts and Culture, all of this would have been very difficult, even hosting the World Cup. And thank you for the continued support from the department for netball, because there's something that you say that I like. You always say that a child in sport is a child out of court. And that is so important, especially for our young girls.
No, definitely. But I think the first thing I want to say is that I want to give props to the president, Cecilia, because, I was just listening to her now. She's not just there. I mean, she knows intimately this child is still in school. This is the issue. We took this one from that. And that's what we want to see. We have a problem in this country where you have federations that are only there for themselves and not for the players. They know nothing about the players. And that is what I'm addressing very strongly. And I have got very good news for netball. But before I say that, I want to say thank you to SPA. We always complain that corporates are not involved. SPA has showed the willingness to be involved. So to SPA, thank you very much. The good news I have.
While you're saying thank you, I think it would be remiss to not say thank you to Telkom as well, as a big sponsor of netball.
No, definitely. Telkom I saw Telkom now when I wear my t-shirt. I'm still coming to Telkom. I said, to SPA, I want to say thank you very much. To Telkom, I want to say thank you very much. And these are very encouraging signs. You can't expect government to pay for everything. But for corporates to say, you're doing a good job, you are reporting when we give you money, because the reason why SPA keeps on giving money, because Netball gives them to say, this is what we use your money for. And that is what other federations can learn from Netball. And the good news I have, the Deputy Minister of Sport, Arts and Culture, Peace Mabe, when we looked at the budget, she fought tooth and nail for netball to get more money. So I mustn't be the one that must be praised for them. If you're going to see a big bump in the money you're getting this year, it's not me. It is the Deputy Minister. She fought. Listen, that woman was willing to lift up the, doing these things what women do when they want to fight. She was like, netball. She was giving us such an emotional history. And then the president, our president of South Africa, has given me clear instructions to say not next year, but this financial year, that he has made a promise to Netball SA for a high-performance center that must be built. The president told me, I don't want it to happen next year. It must happen this year. So it's going to happen this year. So if it doesn't happen, don't blame the president, blame the minister.
Cecilia can't contain her excitement. Let me quickly get her to react.
I'm so excited. I'm over the moon. I wanted to hear this news because for us to perform is for us to have that center. For us to perform is for us to have that arena because we spend more money, Minister, I can tell you, in hiring these arenas. I mean, when we did the World Cup, we paid 27 million to the city ICC for just hiring it to host the World Cup. That 27 million would have changed a girl child's life in this country. We would have done so much with that money. We would have turned professional as Netball South Africa with 27 million. I can tell you that. So I'm so happy. Thank you to you, Minister, and thank you also to the Deputy Minister, Mbogoto, fighting for us. And thank you so much to the President of the country. He keeps his promises. Not many does that. And thank you for having an open minister like you, because we tend to always want to criticize but not thank people. And I love your openness, and I love the way you're dealing with us. You know, when we are wrong, you tell us. When we are right, you compliment us. And people tend to always want to say wrong things when people do wrong, but they don't want to compliment. But thank you for being the honest and open person you are.
And of course, Uhuru Spectrum as well, because we always come bearing gifts that as Morning Live and the SABC, we may not be in a position to purchase, but thanks to all the generous sponsors that come on these drives with us who make it possible. So as you can see, I love these balls, that netball, soccer balls, all of these things we bring to the school. There are cones. And of course, one of the other things that we brought here from SPAR are sanitary towels for the girls, because at every match, SPAR goes on a drive to collect sanitary towels for our girls. Wow. But just getting back to you, Minister, again, this is the biggest sport for women, for girls. So if we are going to invest in our girls, we have to invest here.
You know, I've got a daughter that plays netball. And she taught me a very important lesson that we men must learn. I would be at every soccer game. And then one day she went to my drivers and she said, my dad is going to the netball today. And there was a big soccer game happening. And I asked them, where are you going? They're like, sir, didn't you tell us to come to the netball? And my daughter was standing outside, like, I told them to come, Daddy. You must be 50-50. And that is what we men must understand, that this has been the sport that has kept during apartheid. This is what kept. My mom played netball. Today my daughters play netball. This is a sport that will never die. And I want to say to the people of netball, we're going to change netball with the leadership we have now in netball. I can only see us going from strength to strength. And it's not just talk. I mean, when they go to Gibraltar, you are the one that people don't know behind the scenes. You do a whole lot of work that you want people to know. You're the one that told me about Gibraltar. And you told me, no, you got to do more. I said, I'm doing more. You're like, no, but you have to do more. And the more that I'm going to do is we're going to, as I said to you, commit 1 million rand extra for the road to Gibraltar.
Thank you so much, Minister. And thank you for listening to those pleas and those cries, because I think, as I say, without the sponsors, none of this can happen. Cecilia, I'm going to put you on hold. I have to quickly ask you before we go, we have to hand back to studio, the Jocelyn Smith trial, and I know it's got nothing to do with netball, but it's a girl child, you know, it speaks to the same issues by and large. And listening to what's happening there, listening to the testimony, and yesterday, you know, one of the police officers saying that you may have interfered with the investigation. Just your overall comment on what's happening in that trial.
Every 5 hours, a child gets lost in South Africa. Most of those children, or a majority of them, don't get found. I didn't know Jocelyn. I have on black and white, and everybody has it, where they said they closed the investigation for Jocelyn. After 6 days, they said they can't find that they closed. That's when I stepped in. Now, the investigation was closed. I stepped in. I said, I'll pay with my own money for helicopters. I'll pay for sniffer dogs. All of a sudden, we are looking, every suspect that you see in court, from Kelly to Buddha to Stefano, we took them to the police station. We found those people. Now, if they say I'm interfering, I've got only one question for them. One question. when they were looking for the two suspects, Buta and the mother, who did they call? Because they didn't know where they were. They called me. They called my bodyguard. My protector then said to them, it's fine, we booked them in a hotel. We are guarding them here for them not to run away. We have never interfered. When they thought they found the grave of Jocelyn, the people didn't want to leave, the whole community. I was sleeping. The police woke me up to say I must come and assist. And I came and I asked the community, can you please go home? This was midnight. Please go home so that the cops can do their work. They couldn't get a community home. All I wanted, they mustn't make their incompetence want to blame me. There are cops that called me yesterday. They said, we are willing to testify on your behalf. I wanted to help. The Minister of Police, Becky Cele, when the crowd was telling him, go away, I stood on my bakkie. I said, don't do that. We must work with the police. So they must not feel embarrassed that every suspect they have there, and the main suspect, they've let go of him. They let go of the main suspect, that's the main story. Because the main suspect made a case against me. So they rather go for Gayton than to find this person guilty. The main suspect is not there.
So who laid a charge against you?
Ayanda, that's the main suspect. If you want to know where Jocelyn is, you got to get Ayanda. They let go of him because he laid the charge against me. This is more politics at play than anything. They said, we will arrest you. I said, please be my guest. I will not even apply for bail. I will stay in jail so that I don't interfere as they say I'm interfering. But the truth shall come out. Jocelyn is still alive and they know. What they think we don't know is that 2 years ago, they gave Ayanda, the very same suspect, a tender in the mayor of Saldanha Bay. Gave him not a tender, not even a gift of a startup for his business, Kawash. Gave him all the equipment. All of a sudden, when Jocelyn got missing, the DA minister, Regan Allen, is coming, being allowed to speak to a suspect. Who is he? After speaking to a suspect, the suspect says, I kidnapped him. Who kidnapped somebody to the police station? I'm a leader. When the community said we're going to kill somebody, I go fetch that person. And I took him to the police station. On a video. How is that kidnapping? Well, if somebody want to kidnap me one day, I hope they also kidnap me to the police station.
Wow. Just as a by the by, on the road to Gibraltar, just getting comment from the minister on a current affairs issue. But this is where we are this morning. We are in the east of Pretoria at the PS Fourie Primary School, and this is in Easterus, and we are doing what we always do here on Morning Live, the national mascots, and it's for netball this time around as we launch the road to Gibraltar. Minister, thank you so much. Gayton McKenzie.
Can I say something quickly? The t-shirt that the president of Netball gave me. It's a double XL. So just so you know, and it's fitting very nicely. Just so you know. Stop giving me 5 XLs. I'm no longer that person. This is a double XL and it's still a bit big, you know.
We can see the evidence. Thank you so much, Minister Gayton McKenzie. And of course, Cecilia Molokwane is the president of Netball South Africa, and we'll continue with her as we engage the school community here at PS Fourie. And with that, it's back to you in studio.
Oh, goodness. Okay, double XL. Hey, wow. All right. Thank you so much, Sakina. No guess.